Hi, Sam here. Really important tutorial here. It's the announcements crash course. Now, this is very, very important. Announcements happen usually every day, and they sometimes have the potential to move markets. So we don't want to be in a trade at the time when an announcement is coming out. So how do we find out which announcements are important, what announcements are, and also how to find out the exact timing and the dates of when these announcements are going to come out, a little bit about what they mean, and be able to do that on a daily basis. The answer comes in the form of the following website: biz.yahoo.com/c/e.html. It's free to use and it's very, very helpful. In fact, you can't trade without it. Now, I think it's something like 96 or 97% of forex traders do not even know that the announcements, when the announcements are. You have got, when you come on to your trading station and switch on, the first thing that you need to be doing is to check your announcements. It's really important because the announcements, when they come out, they don't have a predictability factor. Economists can hazard guesses at what the figures are going to be, but you can never quite be sure what the figure's going to be. And more often than not, when it's an important announcement, it's going to shake the market somewhat in any direction. You don't know whether it's going to go up, you don't know whether it's going to go down. Therefore, the best course of action is not to be in a trade. You need to be out of your trade. You need to be exited from your trade at least a few minutes before I would say a few minutes before the announcement is going to come out. Therefore, you're playing it safe, you're not gambling, and this course certainly isn't about gambling. It's about technical analysis and trading effectively. Incidentally, we haven't talked, we're not going to talk about trading psychology, but I am going to follow you up with some emails about trading psychology, which I think is really important. You have to have a bit of a management on your emotions, and trading can be quite emotional. So being able to have some management on that is really helpful, I think, and I'm going to provide you with a fantastic resource. I've partnered up with a big company in the States who've agreed to allow me to share one of their resources with you. I've been using it for about 2 years and it's really good. Anyway, back to our announcements. We want to go to this biz.yahoo.com/charlie/echo.html. And what we've got here is an economic calendar. It's absolutely perfect for our needs. We've got the date on the left hand side, which you can see here. We've got the time of the announcement, and it's Eastern Standard Time, so that's 5 hours behind British time, and it's going to be 7 hours behind our charts, which are actually 2 hours ahead of GMT. That's worth reminding yourself of what I just said there. EST is 5 hours behind GMT, and our charts with our recommended broker are 7 hours ahead of US time, and that's 2 hours ahead of GMT. We've got our statistics which have come out as well at that time. What I want you to do is to go back an entire month from where you're at now. We're around May Day now, which is May the 1st. It was bank holiday on Monday in the UK, so the markets weren't very choppy, but we're going to go back a whole month, and I want you to do this as well by clicking on the last week at this website. So click back an entire month, and what I want you to do is to click on, we've gone all the way back to March the 31st in this demonstration. Click on the first announcement that you see on your date 1 month back, and we see here that at 8:30 AM on March the 31st there was an announcement, and it was the personal income. So we click on that and we get some information about what the personal income and consumption announcement is about. And what I want you to do, and you only need to be concerned with the ratings which are C- and above. Yahoo have very helpfully given us a relative grade for each of these announcements. So the ones that are more likely to cause a stir in the market are the ones which are above a C-, and obviously that goes right the way up to A or A+. So personal income and consumption comes under that category. I want you to copy across all this information that's relevant, right click, select copy, and just copy it into Microsoft Word or a word processor, WordPad or whatever, Notepad. And I want you to do this for a whole month's worth of announcements and then print out the resultant document. I've got mine in front of me and it's about 12 pages only. So go through the whole month. We've looked at personal income, Chicago PMI. This is a manufacturing kind of figure. And it says that the ones we're interested in are the Philadelphia Fed Index and the Chicago PMI because they're Bs. The rest of them merit a D. So we're only interested in the Chicago PMI and the Philadelphia Fed Index. Now if you commute, you can take this document with you on the train and just read up on what these announcements mean and when they come up, what, you know, are they monthly, weekly, what day do they come out during the month, and what time do they come out. You don't need to learn this verbatim because you've got this website as a resource. So what you just want to do is read through it and just familiarize yourself with these announcements. The important point to take from this video is that you're not supposed to be in a trade. In fact, please do not go into a trade, and certainly don't even remain in a trade if there's an announcement coming up, because it's not worth the risk. So what you do is you go through a whole month and you'll get the bulk of the announcements that are going to take place. Most of these figures on this site are the US announcements, which are the ones we're interested in, but it does cover other announcements that we need to know about. We go into announcements a bit more in the advanced videos, but for these purposes, the purposes of this strategy that we're using, we only really need these announcements. These are the important announcements. Every time that you sit down at your trade station, you need to check, is there an announcement, and you need to make a note of the announcements that day and their grade, as in how important are they. That way you can be out of a trade during the time when the announcement's coming out and around that time. I hope you find that incredibly useful. In fact, I know you'll find that incredibly interesting and useful. And that concludes the announcements crash course. This is all you need. You need this website. You need to print out all these figures, but only the ones which are above a C minus. C minus, C's, B minuses, B pluses, A minuses. I don't know. I haven't seen any A's recently, but you need to know a little bit about them and when they're coming out, so that each day I've actually set this web page as my home page. So whenever I log in to the internet, before I even check my emails, before I open my trade station, I remind myself I need to be looking at these announcements to see when they're coming out and at what time. Sometimes there'll be days when there's no announcements, and sometimes there'll be 4 or 5. But keep an eye out. And we'll also cover in the bonus video about how to get live streaming Bloomberg television. And sometimes, for example, if there's a European speech by one of the bank leaders or whatever, then that'll be broadcast on that. So that's helpful, and there's some music to keep you going as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll swiftly move you on to the next video.